So you're thinking about moving to Park City, Utah, and you want to know what are some of the pros and the cons of actually living there. Well, in this video, I'm going to share those with you, and I'm getting after it right now. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Greg Spackman. I'm with the Living in Salt Lake City channel. So if you want to learn everything about Salt Lake City, please click the little subscribe button and click the bell to be notified every time I do a new video. We've been getting a ton of people that are reaching out to us about making that move to Utah, and we love it. So if that's you, please give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and we can help you on your journey to Utah. So the pros and cons of living in Park City, Utah. Well, the rankings for Park City, Utah, according to niche.com are, it's the number 5 in the state of Utah for best schools. It's ranked number 7 as the best place to live in Utah. And it's ranked number 13 for the best place for young professionals. Here are the 7 pros and cons of living in Park City, Utah. Pro number 1 is the Olympic Park. This is someplace I highly recommend that you visit. When I came here about 8 years ago to Utah, I came out here for a conference in Sandy, and we had an extra day off. So we asked what was there to kind of go do, and somebody mentioned go up to the Olympic Park. So we took the drive up there, me and another guy. And when we got up to the Olympic Park, we were watching people ski down these like plastic slopes and jump into a huge swimming pool, like an Olympic size or bigger swimming pool. And they would do all these weird twists and turns and everything. And then after we moved here, I took the wife and the kids up there, and we did the same thing. And they just loved sitting there watching it. I want to say we watched for like over an hour of them do different jumps and stuff into the pool. And they also had some rock climbing where we watched these guys climb up the rock, like this arch thing. And then they would jump into the pool when they got to the top. So that was super cool. They also have like some other things that you can do there. You can, in the wintertime, you can bobsled down the track that they actually did in the 2002 Winter Olympics. I haven't done that yet, so that would be something super cool. You can visit the ski museum that's there. You can get a guided tour. During the summertime, when I've been up there most of the time, they have zip lining, which my nephew did when we went there, and he said it was completely awesome. It took like an hour line or something, so it was crazy for the amount of time. You can tube down some of the slopes. They have freestyle zip. They have a summit course. They have a drop tower, whatever the heck that is. They have airbag jumps, and you can take scenic chairlifts just to see the views of the mountains, which is incredible. So if you get a chance to make it to Olympic Park, I would highly recommend that you do. Con number 1 for me is the steep drive down Interstate 80, or what they call Parley's Canyon, on your commute to Salt Lake City. It's really, or it can be really bad in the winter with ice. So you make sure that you have either snow tires, 4-wheel drive, and you drive accordingly. You're going to watch people go way too fast and slide and do other things. During the summertime, it's just kind of scary just because it's really steep for some people. So just know that you just drive what you should be driving for the speed limit, but people drive really, really fast. During the wintertime, they do an excellent job of keeping that highway system plowed. So you will be able to get on the highway, and same thing around Park City. So know that while it's kind of a con, it's not really the worst thing ever if you just are safe and you don't drive too fast. Pro number 2 for me is that Park City and Deer Valley ski resorts are right there, basically in town. Park City has something like 324 ski runs and for you to ski or snowboard on. Deer Valley has around 103. They're both really, really close to town, which means depending upon where you actually pick, you could actually walk to them or take a quick bus ride or just an Uber ride over, I think is what most people do nowadays, over to the ski run and then just get an Uber drive back. But that's one of the major pros about living in Park City is you have access to some of the best ski runs in the nation right at your disposal that you can go to all the time. Con number 2 is the expensive housing. You probably could have guessed that housing wouldn't be cheap to live in Park City, and you probably know that since you're already looking into making that move to Park City. However, right now, I pulled some stats, and we have 329 homes that are on the market for you to choose from. So you got definitely possibilities in that realm. So reach out if that's you, and I can, help narrow that down further for you. But for $188,900, that would get you a 1-bedroom condo under 1,000 square feet. For $979,000, you can get a 3-bedroom, 4-bath home, roughly 2,200 square feet. And then I would love for you to guess in the comments below what you think is the most expensive home on the market right now. I'll give this answer to you in a few minutes, just so that you have time to comment below, but I'd love to hear what your guess is and what you think the most expensive home is on the market. Pro number 3 is Jordanelle State Park. It's about 15 minutes away. It's a huge reservoir. It has some of the best picnicking, camping, fishing. You can ice fish in the winter. A bunch of the lake freezes over. You can hike, you can bike. It has some incredible wildlife. So if you're into wildlife watching, you can actually do that. They have water sports, since you can take your boat on the lake. You can paddleboard, you can kayak, you can rent boats there. You can rent jet skis, even fly dives and kayaks and stand-up paddleboards. So everything that you need to do, you can do there at Jordanelle State Park. There are 7 campgrounds for you to pick from, and some of them can even accommodate like an RV up to like 48 feet, which is amazing. It's open 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. most days, and it's about $20 for you to enter for the day, which is pretty inexpensive. It has some pavilions you can rent, and those run somewhere around $200 a day. You can get some of those that are right at lake access, or some of them that are further back. Just you're going to need to reserve those ahead of time. All right, I told you that I would share with you the most expensive house in Park City, Utah, currently on the market. And that number is, drum roll please, $33.5 million. And that will get you a 5-bedroom, 12-bath home, 13,000 square feet. It's in this subdivision called the Red Cloud subdivision. It's 2 acres. It's brand new. I believe you can just walk to the ski resort, or a short walk over to get onto the ski resort, so that you don't have to deal with all the people. But it is an amazing home. And if you're in the market for a home like this, please reach out once again. Con number 3 would be the distance to the airports. So if you need to be close to the airport, Park City is a little bit further than a bunch of the other cities that you could live in the Salt Lake City area. However, it's 40 to 45 minutes to get to the airport. If you drive fast, you can definitely get there a little quicker. You might have to deal with weather in the winter and summertime. It's not really a con, it's just some drive time. It's pretty easy to get there. There also is a private airstrip, so if you have your jet or whatnot, you can keep that in Heber, which is about 15 or 20 minutes away, maybe 25 minutes at the most. But your friends or family members can fly their jet in, and then you can pick them up there, or they can take a private car ride over to you in Park City. As I mentioned earlier, schools were a big deal in Park City, Utah. So that's the next. Pro number 4 would be the great schools that they have. They have 4 elementary schools, and elementary school number 1 is McPollin Elementary. It's rated number 15 elementary school in the state. It's a K through 5. Next up is Jeremy Ranch School, which is also rated an A. It has 516 students, and it's the number 8 public school in the state of Utah. Parley's Park School is rated an A, and it has 559 students, and it's rated 19th in Utah. And then the last elementary school is Trailside School, and it has 390 students. It has a B+ rating, so not as great as the other schools. It's ranked 139th in Utah. Next up, we have the middle schools, and Park City has something kind of unique that I don't see all over the place, but it's got 2 middle schools. Ecker Middle School has 764 students, grades 6 and 7. So you would go K through 5 to elementary, then you'd go to Ecker Hill Middle School for 6th and 7th. It has an A rating, and then or A- rating, sorry. And then we have Treasure Mountain Junior High, which is grades 8 and 9 with 812 students. It's rated a B-. And what's interesting about the middle schools is you're going to go to one, then you go to another. So you start at Ecker Hill Middle School, and then you end up going to Treasure Mountain Junior High for those 4 years, which is a little bit done differently. Most of the time they do either K through 6, and then they do like 7, 8, and 9, or they do K through 5, and then 6, 7, and 8, which might be what you're used to. Just know that that's a little bit different here in Park City. And last but not least, Park City High School. It's rated an A. It has 1,227 students, and it's grades 10 through 12. So all in all, the schools are a great reason to move to Park City, along with everything else so far that I've been talking about, and then I'll keep talking about as long as you keep watching. Con number 4 is the traffic. So know that traffic can be really, really bad in both the winter and the summertime when you have to share the road with the skiers, and when Sundance is in town, or just random days when people want to get away from the heat in the Salt Lake City area and they want to go up into the mountains because it's much cooler and nicer up there. So there will be lots of traffic and stuff that you'll have to deal with, but you, if you're living there, will know all the little side streets to get around the traffic, where people that don't live there won't know how to get around like you would. So that's my con number 4, the traffic. Pro number 5 is that it's a quiet town. So since it's isolated kind of by the mountains split it from Salt Lake City, it's not the same as all the other cities that kind of butt up against each other. So it's got some of the highest safety ratings. You can look that up online, but niche.com is a great resource for safety stuff that you can check out. Just know that since you're in the mountains, you're not going to get the same level of crime that you would get, if you were in the Salt Lake City area. However, crime itself in Utah is not as bad as it is definitely in other states. Just know that it's a quiet town. It's a great little place to call home, and love to help you out there. Con number 5 is the nightlife entertainment. So if you're looking for a lot of stuff to do at night, you're just not going to find it in Park City, Utah. You're going to be driving into Salt Lake City to go to bars and clubs and that sort of thing. There are definitely some bars that you're going to go to in Park City, but that's pretty much going to be your nightlife, other than maybe the movies. There just isn't a lot to do at night. However, once you move and live in Park City, you're going to find out that it's sort of like Hawaii, where you want to do stuff during the day. So really, you don't need that nightlife because you're going to be going to sleep, so you can get up and enjoy everything that you can do during the day in Park City, Utah. Pro number 6 is the great food. So Park City has places like 5 Seeds, which has amazing food, some of the best breakfast brunch that I've had in a long time. You can sit outside on a patio with your dogs as well. There's just great, great food here. If you love lobster, then you got to try Freshy's Lobster. It's amazing. They have some of the best clam chowder that I've had anywhere. The lobster rolls and the spicy sliders are great as well. One more place to visit is Vessel Kitchen, and that they have them in Salt Lake City as well. So if you've eaten there, maybe haven't, but the one that we go to the most often is in Sandy, Utah, and that's my wife's favorite place to go and eat. And so you don't really have to dress up to eat there. So it's not really fancy, but the food is made fresh and it's made ready for you to go. And it usually takes just a few minutes for you to get your. All right. So con number 6 is the shopping, and there's not much here. However, there is a Best Buy. We had to go there over the summer when Nathan wanted some computer parts. They didn't have all the parts available in any of the Best Buy locations in Salt Lake City. They just happen to have them in Park City, and my guess is people didn't need them as much in Park City. So we did the drive up there, him and I. It took us 40 minutes from our house to the Best Buy. It was super cool. We had never been there before. They also have a Walmart. They have a Smith's. They have a Napa Auto Parts, a bunch of other miscellaneous stores that you can shop at. However, you're going to be missing most of your major chain stores. They are expanding and building more stuff there. So eventually it'll get the majority of the main chain stores, I'm sure. But as of right now, it just doesn't have all the shopping. So you're going to be driving into Salt Lake City, and that's about a 30 to 40 minute drive in to get the rest of your shopping done. However, I think that's a small price to pay for everything that Park City has to offer. And I would definitely not consider that really a con for the shopping, since it's got a grocery store, so you can get those things and you can get the basics. However, any other shopping, you can just drive and go get it. So I think that that's worth it to put up with for sure. Pro number 7 would be the weather. So Park City gets all 4 seasons, which is awesome. So you're going to get the changing of the leaves. You're going to get a true spring, a true fall, and you're going to get a real winter. You're going to get something like 304 inches of snow in the winter season. The temperature is going to be somewhere around 10 degrees at the coldest time of the year. It may get colder than that, but that's something like the average where to get down to 10. It usually in January that it'll hit that. It gets about 85 degrees in the summertime, so it never really gets hot like it does in the Salt Lake City area where they can hit over 100, which is super cool since you don't want to deal with that heat. We would highly recommend that you have an all-wheel drive or a four-wheel drive vehicle, and snow tires are definitely something that's helpful as well to have. Make sure that you carry extra water in your car at all times and jumper cables in your car. You just never know. Snow clothing is a great thing for you to carry in the winter months in your car. And one other tip that we've had from other clients, they just recommend that you carry like an extra blanket or two in your car in case you get stuck somewhere, like a flat tire or some sort of car troubles. You just never know what you're going to need. So it's better to be prepared when it's cold and might be stuck there for a little while. But that's like the main reason about weather, I think, is just that it doesn't get too hot. It doesn't get too cold, stays really nice. I mean, it does get cold with the snow and stuff, but it's not as cold as, say, like Minnesota or some other parts of the country where it's really, really cold. But it's worth it for everything that you could do in Park City, from your skiing and snowboarding to your hiking and boating and everything else you want to do in the summertime. And I didn't even mention that you can fish in some really cool streams up there, fly fishing. It's just awesome, awesome place. So con number 7, and my last con, would be that it has a short growing season. So if you want to grow your own garden, you're probably going to need to have a greenhouse in your house if you're going to want to grow anything at all. It just doesn't have the lengthy grow season that you get elsewhere. It's really tough to grow something like tomatoes, especially if you don't have a greenhouse to grow them. So if you're into like growing your own garden, know that it will be a little bit more of a challenge to grow up there. Not that you can't do it, because people definitely do. Just know that you're going to need to look into some tips and tricks on how to grow stuff with a shorter growing season. Those were my pros and cons for living in Park City, Utah. If you're considering relocating or moving to Park City, Utah, or you want a second home here, then please reach out to me and my team, as that's the only way we can help you. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, do what you got to do to get a hold of us. I'd love to talk with you about making that move. Until next time, I'm out.